Hello, everybody. Paul Bonfilio, English major from California State University, Stanislaus Turlock. Today, I'm in the Witness Protection Program right here in our own library on campus. Love it. I've gotten a private room. And so I'm looking at Shakespeare Sonnet 130. My mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips red. If snow be white, why then her breasts are dun. If hairs be wires, black wires grow on her head. I have seen roses damasked, red and white, but no such roses I see in her cheeks. And in some perfumes there is more delight than in the breath that from my mistress reeks. I love to hear her speak, yet well I know that music hath far more pleasing sound. I grant I never saw a goddess go, my mistress, when she walks, treads on the ground. And yet by heaven I think my love is rare, as any she belied with false compare. If you look at the end of every single line, the last word, you'll see an A, B, C, D, C, D, E, F, G, G rhyme scheme. A sonnet is comprised of 3 quatrains and a couplet. A quatrain is just simply 4 lines. So we have 3 sets of 4 lines, 12 plus 2, the couplet is 14 lines. This is a typical sonnet. And Shakespeare is the master here. And so the primary goal of this poem, that I believe, is to demonstrate that a woman can be attractive and appealing in her own right without necessarily conforming to broad stereotypes. A lady is nevertheless capable of being passionately loved, even if she's not the epitome of allurement. So with similes and what appears to be direct insults directed at his mistress, I read into this poem as, in the beginning, as almost a cruel manner, but as the poem moves towards the final 4 lines, I start to see that the use of such forceful descriptions is meant to emphasize the poem's main point. It's in comparison in a relationship with his mistress based solely on a physical attraction would disregard the special emotional and unbiased connections that they share. So, with Shakespeare's witty satire of the conventional cliche love poem, which is very entertaining now as it was then, here he's appealing to the royal family and Londoners alike. He mocks other authors who do compare their lovers' eyes to the sun, and his claims that his mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun. Throughout the entire poem, Shakespeare reels in his audience with these diametrically opposed contrasts. I feel it's very catchy. By comparing his lover's outward appearance to that of the ideal woman, noting that she falls far short of these standards, her eyes are dull, her lips are unappealing, her skin is pale and gray, her hair is unattractive. In short, she doesn't resemble the ideal woman as it was envisioned during Shakespeare's time. Beginning in line 2 and in line 3, he writes, "Coral is far more red than her lips red." And he follows it up with this is a primary indicator that Shakespeare is writing from a satirical perspective. Then he talks about her skin. It's not white like snow, it's brownish and gray. Shakespeare makes no illusions about his lover's faults. However, in line 5 and 6 seem to be an allusion to the York and Lancaster roses, the red and the white roses. Here he's adopted this theme in his poem to take his audience back to a past writing. And I believe this is just to appeal to Londoners and their previous knowledge of Shakespeare. And so Shakespeare then remarks that his mistress does not smell great either. He draws reference to the assumptions that a woman should smell nice and simply state that his lover's breath stinks. Oh boy. So the poet claims that he does not view his sweetheart as anything unique. She's just simply an ordinary woman who has nothing particularly remarkable about her. As a result, many men in Shakespeare's time would not find her the least bit alluring. However, Shakespeare still adores his mistress despite the fact that she lacks the standard characteristics of a beautiful woman that are typically described in love poems. Instead of complimenting his mistress's beauty or referring to her rose-colored cheeks, the author says that she's got drab skin. This right here proves that the poet has feelings for his mistress that go beyond the admiration for how she looks. Now let's just wrap this up. Shakespeare's almost denigrates his sweetheart by comparing her to the wonders of nature throughout the poem, but he ends by emphasizing that his love is rare and it cannot be compared to other things. And this is what makes Shakespeare so great. He uses satire, right? He's not going to downplay his lover, his mistress, his woman. No. But what he's doing is he's making fun of other poets. And so it leaves you kind of wondering, what was he doing here? You know, which is the attractive part. And so I find it pretty fantastic that Shakespeare was ahead of his time and that we're still studying him today because, folks, he is the best. All right, tell me what you think. Goodbye.